Welcome to Miami, Florida. The distance between the sun and fun capital of the world and Omaha's Rosenblatt Stadium is about 1,600 miles. Oh, about a 25-hour drive. But the road to the College World Series is even tougher. Schools have to survive a 4-team double elimination regional and then a best 2 out of 3 super regional to reach the College World Series. It all starts today as the Missouri Tigers out of the Big 12 with one of the best pitchers in all of college baseball take on Ole Miss from the powerful SEC. The road to Omaha begins next on ESPNU. The road to Omaha is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And today in Game 1 of the Coral Gables Regional, third-seeded Ole Miss takes on the number 2 seed, Missouri. And here is the roadmap for these teams. Our first game today to be followed by Bethune-Cookman from Daytona Beach taking on the number 1 seed Miami. The losers in the first 2 games meet at noon Saturday. We'll have a second game Saturday. We'll have a doubleheader on Sunday. And if necessary, we'll go to a 7th and deciding game on Monday night. And hello again, everybody. I'm Dave Cohen, joined by 15-year Major League veteran Brian Jordan, who also played in the National Football League. And Brian, it's been decades since Missouri and Mississippi played each other, even longer since they each made it to the College World Series. To get there, they need good, strong starting pitching, and both teams have that. First with Missouri and Aaron Crow.
Aaron Crow, clearly one of the best pitchers in college baseball. I don't want to face this guy. He heats it up to 98 miles an hour. I probably can't even see that pitch today. But I tell you what, his team and Kyle Gibson said this guy is one of the team leaders. He pitches with emotion, and he is not intimidated by any college hitter.
Well, you want to see good old country hardball? How about the starter from Mississippi, big Lance Lynn?
Tell you what, 6'5", 263 pounds, and that's being generous. This guy is huge. But Coach Bianco said this guy is a great athlete. He played basketball in high school. So he lives and dies by his fastball. So it's going to be a fastball day.
So we've got excellent starting pitching, but we got to give the hitters some equal time as well. And the top hitter is Cody Overbeck for the Ole Miss Rebels, coming back from shin splints. The top bat for Missouri, well, Jacob Friday, who hit 4 home runs in 1 game this season. We'll be back with Ole Miss and Mizzou coming up next on ESPNU.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals is presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And in part by the first ever G8 from Pontiac, the official performance machine of the NCAA.
And we welcome you to Game 1 of the Coral Gables Regional. This is Mark Light Stadium here just outside of Miami, Florida. Miami is the host and the number 1 seed in the entire tournament. But we begin first with Ole Miss and Missouri. Missouri will be the home team in game number 1, so Ole Miss will be leading off this game. Let's get a look at the Rebel batting order. Jordan Henry back in the leadoff spot. He had a gap of about 15 games in the middle of the season when he slumped and was not in the lineup, but he's back now as the catalyst for the Ole Miss Rebels. He'll be followed by the DH Fuller Smith, Logan Powers in left field hitting third, Cody Overbeck, who's battled shin splints, and he is back in the cleanup spot. Then Michael Guerrero, coming off a wonderful SEC tournament, is in center field. Matt Smith will hit 6th. He'll be at first base. Zach Miller will be the second baseman. Tim Ferguson took over early in the season at shortstop, and Brett Basham on the SEC all-defensive team will be the starting catcher for the Ole Miss Rebels out of the SEC, and they have placed 9 teams in the tournament this year. And here is the head coach, Mike Bianco, very personable head coach at Ole Miss. And Brian, he's in the tournament now for the 6th year in a row.
With a very impressive win in the SEC tournament against Georgia. They came in as the 8th seed. And speaking of that, Lance Lynn had 12 strikeouts in that first game against Georgia. So believe me, his confidence is pretty high right now.
You live in SEC country and you got to work some of those games. There are some impressive teams.
Very impressive team. I mean, you're going to see a lot of guys from that SEC get drafted this year. Very high, very talented SEC.
And here's a look at the Missouri Tigers. And their head coach is Tim Jamison. He's in his 14th season at Missouri. His dad was a long-time NFL assistant coach, Dick Jamison, with several different teams in the NFL. So he is from a sports family. And we'll get a look at his starting pitcher on the mound, Aaron Crow. He is perfect on the season at 12-0. At one point during the season, he had 43 consecutive innings, which leads us to a scouting report from his head coach, Tim Jamison.
He's got the mix of the physical stuff. If you put a radar gun on him, on all his pitches and the movement that he has, with the intangibles that go along with the great ones, and that's just the competitiveness and the work ethic and all the things that make you take what you have in your ability and go way beyond that. And if he's not the best college pitcher this year, he's certainly one of the top.
So remember this name, Aaron Crow. You'll probably be hearing it next week when the Major League Baseball draft is conducted. And Brian, as we get set for Ole Miss to come up, if you're the leadoff man, Jordan Henry, what do you want to do here? Do you want to take a bunch of pitches?
Yeah, you want to be very patient here. You want to get Crow to throw as many pitches as he can, different pitches, so your teammates can sit over there and watch what he throws so they're prepared. That's what a leadoff job is to do.
These teams haven't played each other since 1987, so what they've seen of each other has been on videotape. And we're set to go on the neutral field here in Miami. Jordan Henry up to lead off. Henry carries a 6-game hitting streak in, facing Aaron Crow. And this NCAA regional is underway as it's taken for a called strike.
Tell you what, Jordan got hot at the right time at the end of the season. He actually made the All-SEC 20 team, hitting .550 in that tournament.
11 hits and 20 at-bats. Stands straight up. And that fastball is inside. You see the speeds recorded in the upper right-hand corner. That one at 92, and that's generally where he's going to be early in the game, but he can amp it up later.
He can amp it up, and you know, the impressive thing about this young man is when he gets runners on base, he gets tougher, and that's when he starts amping up that fastball to 98, 96 consistently.
Yeah, they talked about him being a bulldog, and you think about bulldog, and you think about scoreless inning streaks, and I think Oral Hershiser.
That's exactly right. The bulldog.
To left field, and it's caught on the fly. Good play out there by the left fielder, Aaron Senni. And it's a line out to left field, so we'll get a look at Senni's compatriots in the field.
Great positioning right there, Aaron Senni. You got Jordan Henry leading off. You know he's not a power guy, so you're cheating in. And I tell you what, he was in great position to make that play.
Mack, Thigpen, Fulgia, and Gray the infield. Coleman is the catcher. Senni, Lawless, and Priday in the outfield. This is Fuller Smith. It was time called before that pitch, so it is a no pitch. Fuller Smith, who came to Ole Miss as a transfer from Hill Junior College and went from a role player to team leader, emotional team leader. He really sets the emotional tone for this team. Fuller Smith in at .337. He's had 17 multi-hit games this year. So 2 lefties to start it off, and the off-speed pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Fuller Smith showing patience here, waiting for his pitch to hit.
It's an overcast day. We had rain this morning. Rain is always a possibility in Miami this time of the year. Good riding fastball, and Smith was a little bit late on that one. Gray skies, changeable skies. Field was covered until about an hour before the game. Inside corner. That's a tough pitch to handle, and we're even at 2-2.
Really good movement there. That pitch started inside, but it rolled back across the inside corner of that plate. That's the movement that Coach Jameson's been talking about.
Let up. And the count now has gone full. So he went with some kind of change up there in the 2-2.
He did, and you know, as a hitter, I mean, he's showing great patience right there, Fuller Smith.
Aaron Crow has a terrific strikeout to walk ratio. And he got him swinging on that off-speed pitch, down and away.
Wow.
Strikeout number 1, 2 up and 2 down.
I mean, you can clearly see Fuller Smith expecting a fastball in that position because he was swinging too early. And I tell you, that ball just dropped away. He had no chances of hitting that ball.
It wasn't just that it was off speed, it had a precipitous drop.
Right, and you got a pitcher like Crow throwing 92, 98. You got to go up there expecting to hit a fastball.
Now Logan Power takes a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. And a bouncing ball foul. Brian, in your 15 years in the major leagues, you've seen a lot of pitchers, so I'm sure occasionally you'll see a pitcher out here that will remind you of somebody in the big leagues.
Well, right now, I got to say John Smoltz because, I mean, he's dominant with his fastball with great movement. Great
Deep
sink.
to left, but played well is Senni, and he's right there. That ball was hard hit. 2 hard hit balls in the inning, but good defense. And Ole Miss fails to score in the top of the first. The Missouri Tigers are coming up. Ole Miss failed to score at the top of the first, so the Missouri Tigers coming up for their first look at the starting pitcher, Lance Lynn, the junior from Braunsburg, Indiana. And here's a look at the Missouri Tigers batting order. Greg Folger leads off playing second. Ryan Lawless in center field hitting second. Aaron Senni is the left fielder hitting third. Jacob Priday in right field. He is the man who hit 4 home runs in one game against Texas earlier this year. 9 RBIs. It was a 31-12 win by Missouri over Texas. And yeah, the wind was blowing out, but Priday didn't need the help on those 4 home runs. Trevor Coleman is the catcher. He hits fifth. Steve Gray at first base. The DH is Jonas Schmidt. Andrew Thigpen, the shortstop, and then Kyle Mack is the third baseman. And Priday obviously leads the team in home runs. And here is big Lance Lynn, veteran of pitching in the regionals. In 2006, he lost to Miami. Last year, he came back and was a winning pitcher in the NCAA regionals. He is the career strikeout leader. Lance Lynn, 340 Ks in his 3 years plus for Ole Miss. And Greg Folger up to lead off for the Tigers. Folger has a 5-game hitting streak as he comes into this regional.
Coach Tim Jameson has some good things to say about this kid. He's a table setter. He's a real tough out. He will put that ball in play.
And that pitch is outside. Lance Lynn using a delivery typical of many power-type pitchers. Just a slight turn. The hands no longer come over the head, and he uses that strong lower body for the push and the power.
Oh, that looked good.
A little bit low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Lynn also with an excellent strikeout to walk ratio. Folger, the leadoff batter, watches that one sail high and away.
You know, this kid reminds me of Roger Clemens, big as he is, and kind of put that glove over his face and put his fingers in there. And I did not like facing Roger too much.
3-0 to Folger, and that misses inside, so it's a 4-pitch walk to begin the inning. So immediately Missouri gets a base runner. Here are the fielders for Ole Miss. Brett Basham, excellent catcher behind the plate. Overbeck, Ferguson, Zach Miller, and Matt Smith in the infield. The outfield of Power, Guerrero, and Henry. So now we'll get a look at Lance Lynn working from the stretch for the first time as he faces Ryan Lawless. And there's his first called strike of the game. Lawless had a tough Big 12 tournament, just 2 for 12. See what kind of lead that Folger is able to manage off first base. It's a pretty sizable lead right there. Line to left field. That's going to be a base hit off the bat of Ryan Lawless. So the first 2 are on for the Missouri Tigers. The walk and the single by Lawless. 2 on, nobody out, and Aaron Senni is coming up.
Good piece of hitting. Coach Jameson said coming into this game, Ron Lolis is a prototype second hitter. He can bunt good. He puts the ball in play. And I tell you what a great piece of hitting. An outside fastball. He went right with it. Didn't try to do too much. Good hit.
So the first two are on now for Aaron Cini, who has driven in 63 on the season. Play might be on at second, and there's the fake by Lynn. As the shortstop, Ferguson was moving over to cover. They almost have the shift on here against Cini. Big, huge gap between the third baseman and the shortstop.
It is. He must be a pull hitter, according to the scouting reports. Middle infield playing for that double play right here.
Yet in the outfield, they don't play him to pull at all. The center fielder is shaded to left.
They're doing that scouting coming into this game. I mean, that's the great thing about scouting now. I mean, you know exactly where this guy normally hits the ball.
And they threw him an off-speed breaking pitch, and he hung in and took it right off the front leg. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. A walk, a single, and a hit by pitch. And Lance Lynn is in trouble early here in the first inning.
We're going to see early how good Lance Lynn really is, how he can pitch out of trouble.
Yeah. Speaking of trouble, the batter is Jacob Priday. 7-game hitting streak, the all-time Missouri home run leader and RBI leader. He gets an off-speed pitch for a called strike. 76 miles an hour on that one. So
if I'm Jacob Priday, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to make him throw strikes. The pressure's on Lance Lynn right now, so make him groove that pitch that you want to drive.
The 0-1. It's a little bit high. But Friday would love to see a fastball in this situation.
And he has to be looking for that. I mean, Lance is struggling right now. You got to expect he's going to come with that fastball.
We didn't see Lance yesterday at practice. He was on the bus watching videotape. I wonder if he saw that 4-home run game that Friday had against Texas. A 1-1. Couldn't hold up. So 2 times he's seen fastballs up and in. Now he's ahead in the count, 1-2.
Wow. Well, when you, as a hitter, you're too aggressive right there. You can't hold up on that swing. You're looking for that fastball. You get it, but it's out of the strike zone.
Well, he started him with a breaking pitch. Let's see what he comes back with. He reached and hit it short. May not be fast enough to get 2. They get the middle, and that's all they get. And a run scores. RBI ground out for Jacob Friday. 1-0, Missouri.
Wow, here's the pitch sequence. Started him out with a curveball, like you said. Came back with that fastball, and a fastball in. Had no chances of hitting, but a good job by Friday. It was a bad pitch, but he put the ball in play. He didn't take a strikeout right there. He got that run in, so he did his job.
So now we have runners at first and third. 1 runner in for Missouri. Lawless is at third. Friday becomes the base runner at first. And Trevor Coleman, the catcher, is up now with a .289 average. 1-0 Missouri. Fastball is high and away. Friday at first base. Stolen 6 out of 7 in case Missouri wants to take a chance.
The one thing right here, if you're Trevor, you want to get a ball up. You don't want to hit that ground ball double play. Your job is to make sure you get that runner in from third base. Ryan Hollis.
Fastball right at the knees and down the middle, a ball and a strike. Coleman looking down to his third base coach, Evan Pratt. That's Lawless leading off third, and Friday's at first. This will be a 1-1. And he hits the second batter of the inning with an off-speed pitch again. So the second hit batter of the inning. That's 14 now on the season, and the bases are loaded again, Brian.
I'll tell you what, the Missouri hitters have a strategy right now. He throws that curveball and they see it's going to hit them. They're not moving. They rather take that walk.
And I think Mike Bianco's out arguing exactly that.
I mean, you have to make an attempt to get out of the way of that ball. And a slow curveball, you got plenty of time to get out of the way. But these Missouri hitters, I'll take the base. Put the pressure on Lynn.
Maybe this is a strategy based upon what Missouri saw last year at the College World Series, when there was a record set for the amount of batters who were hit by pitches. I saw a lot of it last week in the NCAA softball regionals, where you see more batters hit, but this is unusual here in the first inning. He has hit 2 batters. The bases are loaded again with 1 out, and Bianco's going to take advantage of this opportunity to speak with his pitcher.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great strategy, because now you'll make Lance Lynn be scared, have some fear of throwing that curveball in, so he has to come for that fastball. Now the Missouri hitters can sit back, look for that fastball, and drive the ball.
And he hasn't thrown a hard breaking ball yet. He's thrown a real off-speed breaking pitch. So if you're going to take one for the team, that's the one to take.
That's the pitch to take. You don't want to take that 92-mile-an-hour fastball off the knee. But good strategy by Coach Jameson, keeping those guys in there, taking a hit.
Missouri on the season has had 97 batters who've been hit by pitches. Bases loaded again. 1 out. The hitter now is Steve Gray. He's coming off a 4 for 10 performance in the Big 12 tournament. Had a good pitch off Rat. He foul tipped it.
Well, I bet Bianco went out there and said, throw the fastball by these guys. Stop messing around with that curveball in.
Of course, Bianco has a big say in the pitches, as you see him sending them in from the bench to his catcher, Brett Basham. This will be an 0-1 from Lynn. On the outside corner, so he's jumped ahead at 0-2. And he is the exception in this tournament by calling pitches. He is the only coach among the 4 schools here in which the bench or the coach would call just about all the pitches.
Which is surprising to me. Usually coaches call all the pitches, but nowadays they're trusting their catchers.
The 0-2 is outside, a bluff back to first, but they're playing behind him down there. I kind of like it that the catchers call their own game, don't you?
I do. I mean, the game is quicker. Now, you know, they're not wasting time looking over their shoulder every pitch. And your pitcher can relax and get into the game more.
How about the fielders? They like when the game goes a little quicker, right?
They stay on their toes.
1-2 on the way. It's high. And Lynn has had his troubles in this inning with a walk, 2 hit batters, and a single. 1 run in for Missouri. The bases loaded, 1 out. Lynn with a long look in to Brett Basham. That'll be out of play. We're in the opening game of the Coral Gables Miami Regional. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Missouri has had the bases loaded twice so far. They put 1 run across. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan. You're looking at Mike Bianco, the head coach of Ole Miss.
Well, Dave, as I said earlier, when Bianco went out there, he probably told the pitcher, Lance Lynn, stop throwing that curveball in and just go right at him. He's thrown 6 fastballs since then.
And there's another one, and he gets him looking.
Number 7 fastball.
Strikeout number 1 for the all-time K leader at Ole Miss. And we'll get another look at it.
I mean, Steve Gray up here, I mean, you got 6 straight fastballs. What are you looking for on that pitch right there? Swing the bat, you got runners out there to drive in. You got to be more aggressive if you're Steve Gray right there.
Yeah, especially after you've seen how ineffective he's been with the breaking ball.
Exactly.
You have to think Bianco said, throw the fastball. Jonas Schmidt, the DH, is up now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And, you know, later in the game, we might be able to look back and say Missouri had the bases loaded twice in the first inning, managed only 1 run, and they had him on the ropes. So
now, if I'm Jonas Schmidt here and I am a right-hand batter, this is a time where Lynn will go back to that curveball. Left-hand hitters is running in on him, and they're taking to hit by pitch, but righties look for that curveball.
Only 3 batters have seen a first pitch strike from Lance Lynn here in the first inning. But if he gets out of this without any further damage, he could really come back to haunt Missouri later.
His confidence has to go up if he gets out of this. Just one run given up.
It's almost a given that he'll pitch better after this inning. Rode that one in on the hands and he missed inside. So it's 2-0 with no place to put him.
I mean, if you're Lance here, you just got to go right at him with the fastball and just say, hit me. You can't play around with you got bases loaded out there.
Now this is the big pitch in the inning for both the batter and the pitcher with 2 outs and the bases loaded at 2-0 count. This is a hitter's pitch. And he could only foul it back.
And he looked a little late on that fastball. You have to be more aggressive than that if you're Jonah Smith. 2-0 count, bases loaded.
Lawless is the runner at third. Friday is at second. And Trevor Coleman's at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-1 offering. That's another foul. So the fastball is working now for Lance Lynn. He's even the count. He's come back on the last 2 batters. Bottom of the first inning in the NCAA Regionals in Coral Gables, Ole Miss and Missouri. Missouri with a run in. They have the bases loaded with 2 outs. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan. This will be the 25th pitch of the first inning. Basham sends out the signs, probably using several with a runner at second base. That's low and we're full. So now the wheels will be in motion.
The wheels are in motion. And if you're Jonah Smith, you got to be looking for that fastball because he's struggling with that curveball.
That one had some bite down and in.
It's a great sinker.
Will Lynn survive the first inning without further damage? We'll soon see. Again, he's late on the fastball. So 3 times now he has been late on that fastball. Has been Jonah Schmidt. Will set the runners back to their bases and do it again.
Tell you what, if Lance Lynn had control of that curveball right now, this would be a great time to throw it. Because if I'm Jonah the hitter, I'm looking fastball right here all the way.
The payoff pitch. Lined up the middle and played behind the base. The throw to first is made in time. That ball hit off the handle. It didn't have the carry, and Ferguson played him perfectly. And so Lance Lynn and the Rebels escaped further damage. There was a run, there was a hit. No errors and 3 men left on base. We played 1 in the regional here in Coral Gables. Missouri leads Ole Miss 1-0. We're going to inning number 2 here in the regional in Coral Gables. Ole Miss and Missouri. Missouri had opportunities to score more than 1, but Lance Lynn and the Rebels escaped further damage. The Ole Miss Rebels come in out of the SEC West with a 37-24 record. They received an at-large selection. This is the 6th year in a row that they have reached the NCAA Regionals. Overall, their 14th appearance, and 6 years in a row, a feat equaled by Missouri and Miami in this tournament. And here is head coach Mike Bianco talking to Lance Lynn, perhaps telling him what the umpires told him about the batters getting hit by those slow offerings. Aaron Crow works here with a slider. Bianco continued his discussion between innings, Brian, with the home plate umpire. And as we come back live, a ground ball to deep short. The throw across is in time. And Cody Overbeck, the cleanup hitter, retired.
Well, going back to Bianco, I think he's doing a great job standing in that umpire's ear to start making those hitters try to attempt to get out of the way of that ball. And if he keeps in his ear, I guarantee you the next time one of those left-handers get hit and don't move, the umpire may change his call.
Now Michael Guerrero 4 up and 4 down, and this could be number 5 as Guerrero first pitch hitting flies to right field, and the catch is made by Jacob Friday. You got a theory about first ball hitting, don't you?
I love first ball hitting. I love aggressive hitters. I mean, my career, my highest average of my career was off of first pitches. But, you know, you read those pitches, you learn about those pitches going into the game, and usually only when you face pitchers that get ahead of hitters, you're more aggressive.
Now, did you know that your highest average was swinging at the first pitch, or did some stat guy come up to you
Some
and tell
stat
you?
guy told me that.
So,
now that I'm in TV, now I know all my stats.
15 years in the big leagues, 3 years in the NFL. And that pitch is outside as Aaron Crow works here to Matt Smith. This is an interesting story. You see the ace bandage on the right elbow of Matt Smith. He was a pitcher early in the year and tore the ulnar collateral ligament, the UCL. And no surgery needed, but that was the end of his pitching for this year.
And he was back in a week swinging a bat and playing first base.
Man, I want some of what he's taking.
I'll tell you what, he's just a freshman, too.
But he looks at a cold third strike and a breaking pitch from Aaron Crow, perhaps the top pitcher in all of college baseball. He's worked a perfect first 2 innings. Scoreless as we go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second inning. Ole Miss and Missouri. The Tigers lead the Rebels 1-0. NCAA baseball regionals continue on ESPNU later today. We'll be right back here with the number 4 seed Bethune-Cookman Wildcats taking on the number 1 Miami Hurricanes. The NCAA baseball regionals presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, 4 o'clock Eastern today. Speaking of Miami, their head coach Jim Morris has won a couple of national championships. He has his team as the number 1 team in the country, the number 1 seed in this tournament. He's got the home field, but he's not exactly thrilled about the caliber of the teams that they sent to this regional to face his Miami team.
Well, it is, you know, a tough bracket, and it doesn't, to me, it doesn't make any sense, to be honest with you. I mean, you play all year and you play hard all year and you're number 1 in everything. And if it was like basketball, you get every advantage. I would probably be more upset if I were the other teams than us. At least we're at home, and you're going to have to play the best teams to win in Omaha or to get to Omaha eventually. So I think it's a challenge to us, a challenge to our team. And this year, our guys have actually played better against the better competition and against the better pitchers.
Head coach Jim Morris about the challenge that Miami faces as the host of this tournament, with Bethune-Cookman, their first opponent, and Missouri and Mississippi also in. First pitch is called a strike to Andrew Thigpen from Lance Lynn, and he came in with that curveball.
He did. He went away. Like I told you, against left-handers, he's going to stay away from that curveball. Against righties, he's going to continue to throw it.
Andrew Thigpen, 1 hit and 6 at-bats during the Big 12 tournament. Very respectable 354 hitter. High chopper to short. That's a tough hop. Second chance, and he made it work. Tim Ferguson kept the ball in front of him, and he made it work.
Good concentration by Tim Ferguson right there. Didn't give up on the play. Bobbled it a little bit, but he stuck with it. Great hustle. Way to stay in front of that ball.
Yeah, you have to know the speed the ball was hit and the speed of the runner, and say, do I still have a chance?
That's exactly right. He never gave up because he knew he had a slower runner, and Andrew Thigpen going out there.
Ferguson, by the way, took over early in the season at shortstop with the injury, the season-ending injury to Evan Button.
Button was one of their captains of the team.
Suffered a stress fracture in the back, tried to come back. He can actually feel, but it's hitting and the torque with the back that will further either damage it or not allow it to heal completely. So they have decided to shut him down for the rest of this season.
And that was a good decision. You can't play with a back injury, especially when it's dealing with a fracture, when you're trying to swing the bat.
From experience?
Yes, I've had some cortisone shots in that back before, believe me. It's no fun.
Kyle Mack, even though it's spelled M-A-C-H, it's pronounced like it was M-A-C-K, is the number 9 hitter. Didn't have a hit in 11 at-bats during the tournament. Facing a 2-1. He had some heat on that one. Rides up and in. So Lynn, who walked a pair, walked one and hit 2 in the first inning, now is behind 3-1 to the number 9 hitter.
He needs to get out of this inning just throwing 10 pitches or less if possible after that long first inning.
Bounce foul as he came inside. So we go to a full count for the second time in as many innings. Many regard this regional, Brian, as the toughest in the country because of the quality and depth of the pitching that Missouri and Mississippi bring in. And Bethune-Cookman, they're not a well-known name, but they played Miami twice this year, played them tough, and they'll go anywhere and play anybody, as you know about.
And I tell you what, I think that's exactly why Jim Morris is upset. I mean, your number 4 seed is Bethune-Cookman, a really good ball club who Miami played twice and almost lost to twice, because it's going to be a good second game today.
And you saw them on the West Coast earlier this year.
I did, and they have a great lineup, great pitching in Burgos, who's going to start the second game.
In for a called strike 3. So he came back to record the strikeout, his second of the game. Both of them been looking. Lance Lynn, the all-time strikeout leader now. And here is what we have in store for you. Bethune-Cookman and Miami follows this game. The losers of the first 2 games today will play at noon on Saturday. The winners play after that. Then we've got a doubleheader on Sunday. And if necessary, the 7th game will be Monday night. 2 up and 2 down, and that pitch is in for a called strike. So Lynn doing a better job of starting out hitters with strikes.
With that fastball on left-handers. And Faja, who drew a walk, great at bat, his first at bat.
Folger scored the only run of the game so far. That one had some velocity on it.
If I'm Coach Jameson right now, I'm telling my left-hand hitters, go up there looking to hit that fastball, because he's going to come right at you.
Folger has power. He's hit 4 homers. He hits this one to center field. Coming hard and making the play is Guerrero. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. So a much better second inning, as we thought Lance Lynn was capable of. 3 up and 3 down. We've played 2. It's 1-0 Missouri. We're going to the 3rd inning. Missouri, the team you're looking at in the field, has a 1-0 lead on Ole Miss. Last time these 2 schools played was back in 1987. And we're talking about pitching prospects elsewhere. We got Brian Mattis, San Diego's lefty, ranked 2nd by Baseball America, 6'5", throws in the mid-90s. Was a draft pick of the Angels out of high school. Shooter Hunt of Tulane, he's ranked 11th. He's held hitters below 200, averages 12 strikeouts a game. And Fresno State's righty Tanner Scheppers, he can hit 96 on the gun. Very good stuff, and movement on his fastball. So those are some of the names you may be hearing about next week in the draft. You may be seeing in the major leagues before very long. Here's a swing and a miss. First offering from Aaron Crow. Zach Miller is our batter here. Ole Miss looking for their first base runner. Crow comes back with that hard slider. It's a little bit low.
Crow is he really has good command of his stuff. Wow.
There it is again. He gets really low on his delivery to the plate.
He gets low and he keeps that ball down, which is very important. If you're going to throw that high, you don't want to get that fastball up, and he does a great job of it.
Two balls and 2 strikes. The thing you have to like about Aaron Crow is he works quickly out on the mound. Miller leading off here in the 3rd inning, to be followed by Ferguson and Basham.
And that's a good thing if you're playing defense behind him. It allows you to stay on your toes and be more aggressive.
Came back again with that hard slider and missed outside. Aaron Crow with 117 strikeouts, only 33 walks coming in. And he just got a piece of that already in this game. He struck out a pair. He's economical. He doesn't waste much of anything out there, pitches or energy.
I mean, that's why he's thrown 3 complete games this season, because he goes right after hitters. He doesn't throw a lot of waste pitches.
That time it's a leadoff walk. So the first base runner of the game for Ole Miss.
Yeah, you look at this pitch. It almost looks like he's trying to overthrow this fastball right here. I mean, he really jacked it up.
Pro with only 27 pitches here as he works in the 3rd inning. Working out of the stretch for the first time today. One is on. The third baseman makes the play. He'll go to second and he'll get the lead runner. Nicely done by Kyle Mack at third base.
Well, if you're going to bunt that ball, you got to take a little bit off of that. You know, third baseman was playing in on the play. And I tell you what, he did a good job. As you see, third baseman's playing in. He real aggressive attacking that ball. Good play going second right there. Good communication by Mr. Fogger right there. Tell him to go to second.
So Tim Ferguson becomes the base runner at first. It was a little unusual in that the play went from the third baseman to the shortstop covering second base. Now Brett Basham will be the 9th hitter in the game that Aaron Crow has faced, and he has started 7 of the first 8 with first pitch strikes. Ferguson has stolen 6 out of 6 this season. Bouncing ball to short. The play will be to second for 1. The relay on to first is not in time. So Basham will replace Ferguson as the runner at first base with 2 outs now, and we'll go to the top of the lineup.
Good play by the shortstop. Good turn right here by Faja. Good effort.
2 outs now. We go back to Jordan Henry, the leadoff batter who lined out to left field first time up. So it's the second time around. Pitcher against hitter. Who gets the advantage this time around?
Definitely the hitter. You've seen him one time.
Bunting with 2 outs, popped in the air, and a great sliding catch. What a play by Kyle Mack.
Great effort. You got to love it.
What a play by the third baseman on a 2-out bunt attempt. And you see him making the catch actually on the artificial turf. So he began to slide on the grass, caught it on the turf. 1-0. Missouri leading 1-0 as they get set to bat in the bottom of the 3rd inning against Lance Lynn, who struggled in the first with 27 pitches, allowed a run. He worked a 1-2-3 second inning, and let's get the scouting report on him from his head coach, Mike Bianco.
Lance is our number one, and again, arguably one of the better starters in the country, and a guy that we've counted on, for so many big games through his 3 years here, and a guy with a tremendous fastball that's going to range in the low 90s, even maybe touch the mid 90s, but great command with it, and he'll mix in a curveball and a slider, but a great competitor, probably the best competitor on the mound that we've ever had at Ole Miss.
We saw the improvement in the second inning. He struggled in the first, hitting batters, walking people, 27 pitches. Next inning, 1-2-3 and only 13 pitches.
Well, it was very impressive he was able to get out of that inning, just giving up 1 run. But as I said before, Bianco went out there and said against left-handed hitters, don't throw your curveball, throw fastballs, and I think that's helped him make the adjustment in that second inning. And if you notice, against lefties, he's throwing more fastball.
Let's see if the pattern holds here as Ryan Lawless, who singled his first time up, leads off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan, as you watch it on ESPNU, when the sinking fastball is low ball 1. It'll be Lawless, Senni, and Priday. Those are 3 hitters with averages well into the 300s. I
mean, if you're a Missouri hitter, I mean, you have to go up there, if you're a left-handed hitter, saying, okay, he's not going to throw me a curveball. Let me be aggressive and drive his fastball.
Lawless singled to left field his first time up. It's kind of inside out of that pitch. The 1-1. Well, he came with the overhand breaking pitch that time, a 12-6er.
He has to keep that curveball outside. That was a good pitch. I mean, if he gets confidence in that curveball, I mean, he could really dominate this game.
Now the 1-2. Well, he's been trying to get that pitch pulled. So far, he hasn't had success with the inside fastball.
That was close. With 2 strikes, I don't know if I could have held up right there. Wow. That was inside, though, but it started breaking back.
Came back in that same spot and didn't get it this time. But because you were on a team where a guy used to get a lot of that part of the plate, Greg Maddox.
Oh my goodness! I mean, he did, and umpires gave him that. I mean, when you're that consistent as of a strike thrower, umpires are usually going to give you that pitch.
So now we're full again, and this ball is lined into right field, and Lawless has his second base hit of the game. I don't know if he got the fat part of the aluminum on that, but he placed it perfectly for his second single of the game, and it's a leadoff hit here in the 3rd inning.
Well, he fought that ball off. That ball rolled inside, but he managed to keep his hands inside and fight it off. I mean, coming into this game, Tim Jameson said he is a contact hitter, great bat control, and he showed it right there.
Aaron Sinney now is the hitter, the sophomore from Rochester, Minnesota. They played a game in the Metrodome this year, did Missouri, and all Sinney did before his family and friends was hit 2 homers and drive in 8 runs. I'd call that a pretty successful homecoming.
Nothing like having success when your family comes out there to watch it. It's a little more pressure, gets the nerves going, but you know, true competitor rises to the occasion, and he did just that.
Well, the pressure's first getting all the tickets.
You're right about that.
Lawless leads off first with a fairly big lead. The throwback, that's 2 in a row now, and they've had him diving back each time. Lawless has not had overwhelming success as a base stealer, just 6 out of 11. Maybe a little bit smaller this time. In the air to center field. Guerrero will go to his right. Will he make the play? He does. And Logan Power was ranging over in case Guerrero couldn't get there. NCAA Baseball Regionals continuing on ESPNU tonight with a doubleheader. At 7 Eastern, it's the number 3 seed Virginia against number 2 UCLA. Then at 11, number 4 Rider College from New Jersey takes on the top seed Cal State Fullerton. NCAA Baseball Regionals presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. UCLA in the regionals, and Brian, if my memory serves me correct, UCLA, despite all the success they've had, all the championships they've won, I believe more than any other school in NCAA history has never been to the College World Series.
And that's a lot of history at UCLA. But unfortunately, they just can't get it done when you need it.
Speaking of UCLA, of course, Jackie Robinson played his college ball there. And our second team today plays at Jackie Robinson Field at Daytona Beach. That will be Bethune-Cookman. Breaking ball is low and away to Friday. On the year, 16 homers and 63 runs batted in. He's got 49 homers in his career, 237 RBIs. He's the all-time leader in both categories. Again, the breaking pitch, and again it misses.
And you see Lance Lynn here trying to be careful against Friday. 2 curveballs away, trying not to come into his power alley inside. Pitching him very careful.
Good fastball located on the block on the outside part of the plate against Friday. Friday's hitting 7 straight. Reached in this game on a force out.
This is the guy you don't want to beat you. if you're Ole Miss.
That bases loaded, ground out to short accounted for the only run, as twice Missouri loaded the bases in the first inning against Lance Lynn. We're in the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Missouri. Tigers have the only 2 hits of the game, and Ryan Lawless has got them both. Single to left, single to right. He's at first. Oh, wow. He didn't get cheated on that swing.
He sure didn't. And that pitch was right down the zone, right down the middle. Wow. Prado wants that back.
Or at least one more just like it. Swing and a miss at the high, hard one. And Friday is a strikeout victim of Lance Lynn. So chalk that one up for the power pitcher from Indiana.
As you see, curveball that lefty got in, and those guys are not getting out of the way. Believe me, because of that right there. The fastball with good movement coming right at him. And this is a big out right there, striking out Jacob Friday.
Now for the 3rd time in the inning, a throw back to first against Lawless. 3 strikeouts in the game. That was the first one swinging. And that was mano a mano as power met power. Coleman's a .289 hitter. He was hit by a pitch first time out. Runner goes. The throw by Basham. Not in time. It was short a little bit to the shortstop side. Stolen base for Lawless. He's now 7 out of 12 in that category.
Ryan Lawless had a great jump right there off of Lance Lynn. Really good jump, running in a straight line. Good throw might have got him. Good throw might have got him. It would have been close. But great jump by Lawless.
Basham has thrown out 24 of 93 on the season. He was selected to the first time ever all defensive SEC team. But that was a stolen base on the pitcher. You can see how many steps he got before the ball was even released. So a runner in scoring position. Coleman the batter now with a 1-ball 1-strike count. He was one of the 2 hit batsmen in the first inning on that slow curve. Lynn pitching in the regionals for the 3rd straight year. Ole Miss has been in it 6 straight years. Coleman couldn't catch up to that one. Kind of easy gas that he throws.
It is. I mean, when you're that big, you know, it's easy gas. He has a lot of power behind that baseball.
He doesn't look like he's really straining himself to throw it that hard. It just comes out so easy before you know it, it's on you.
Like I said, any major league pitcher I can compare him to, Roger Clemens. Come right at you with a smooth release.
Time taken to the plate by Coleman. Maybe just to break up the rhythm that Lynn has developed. .6'5", 263 pounds. Lance Lynn delivers. Now Coleman gets back in. Remember, Missouri left 3 on in the first inning. They have 1 runner at second base now with 2 outs. Lawless has good speed, so a base hit should be able to deliver him. Right down the middle, cold, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts, 4 in the game, recorded by Lance Lynn. So Missouri got a single and left a man on base. We've played 3 here in the first game of the Miami Coral Gables Regional. It's Missouri 1, Ole Miss nothing. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals, presented here on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. South Florida, Miami, South Beach, Coral Gables, beautiful area. And so far the weather cooperating today after early morning rains. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan with you. The SEC is represented by 9 teams in the 64-team field. That ties their own record. The ACC is 3 of the top 4 seeds. Miami, North Carolina, Florida State, and somewhat notable, Oregon State, which won the last 2 NCAA championships, was not invited to the tournament this year.
Wow.
What have you done for me lately?
That's exactly right. How many draft picks did they lose? Rebuilding.
We're going to the top of the 4th inning. Fuller Smith for his second at bat against perhaps the top pitcher in the country, Aaron Crow. And he has been excellent so far. He's allowed just 1 walk, no hits, as we go to the 4th inning. He struck out Smith swinging first time up. Ball 1 from Aaron Crow from Wakarusa.
That must be his changeup, 82 miles an hour.
I forgot to put where Wakarusa is and what state. This ball is hit toward the gap. That could be the first hit of the game. No! A great catch out in the outfield by Aaron Sinney. That ball was diving, and Sinney came over and reached over and made the catch to take away a potential extra base hit.
Wow, what a great play. And this is what it's all about. Laying it on the line, keeping your team alive. Great play by Mr. Sinney.
So we've had back-to-back excellent defensive plays by Missouri. Kyle Mack with a diving catch of a foul bunt attempt last inning, and Fuller's talking to himself on the bench.
Yes, he is.
I mean, even on the replay, Sinney didn't even come into the picture until late.
He didn't. But, I mean, when you got some good makeup speed, it will get you there in a hurry.
Logan Power now the batter. And it's a ball and a strike from Aaron Crow. Crow works quickly, and he's always around the plate. Logan Power has started all 60 games, now 61 this season for Ole Miss. There's the hard slider. 1-0 Missouri. Ole Miss hasn't been to the College World Series since 1972. Bouncing ball to third. Mack has it off the easy hop. Across he goes to Steve Gray, and it's 2 up, 2 down.
I know one of the concerns for Jamison coming this game was, I asked him, if there is a weakness in Missouri, what is it? And so far, so good. His defense is playing great.
Yeah, he's had excellent plays from Mack and Sinney, and he said his team this season has just failed to put it all together, hitting, pitching, and defense in a game, and to do it repetitively.
It's hard to be consistent in every area, every game.
Cody Overbeck, the top hitter, leads in RBIs, home runs, batting average. Grounded out to short his first time up. He was trouble early in the year with shin splints that were so severe he had to wear one of those walking boots.
He's an interesting story. I mean, I'm very impressed that he's still playing. He's been in the walking boot for a month.
He's got 31 career home runs, which is 9th on the all-time list for Ole Miss.
He's a tough kid. Battling those shin splints. I know that can't be easy. But you need your legs every swing you take.
A jam job. That's going to be a tough chance, and that's going to be the first hit of the game. Wow. Right in his kitchen, and he put it in the Bermuda Triangle.
That's what you call off the knuckles right there as a hitter. That had to hurt. You can see right here that ball just probably ran in on those knuckles, but he's a strong kid fighting it off. That's right. You run it out. I don't care how your shins feel if you smell a hit.
And that ball just plugged in the soft grass here that has to be somewhat moist from the humidity, if not the rain. The field was covered. So the first hit of the game for Ole Miss. It'll be a line drive in the box score for years to come.
That's exactly right.
Now Michael Guerrero, this guy hit 5 home runs in as many games in the SEC tournament. Can you imagine that? 5 home runs. One of those is a walk-off homer that made ESPN's SportsCenter highlights.
Well, I must say that is a pressure guy. He's hitting in the clutch, and what a great time to do it. Man.
Went 7 for 20 in that SEC tournament. Guerrero, first time up, flied out to right. So Ole Miss is their second base runner, their first hit of the game. There's the conservative lead by Overbeck. I don't think he held up. He did not. Aaron Crow has shown a terrific hard slider.
I mean, everything he throws is hard. Even his changeup is 82.
Took something off that on the inside half of the plate. So
Crow is keeping these hitters off balance. I mean, he's doing a great job of changing up with the changeup sliders, changing speeds.
Well, he's come with the slider and the changeup to record the first 2 strikes. What's next? In for a cold strike 3 with it looked like a curveball that time.
Great pitch.
So it's another strikeout for Aaron Crow. He's worked 4 scoreless innings, 1-0 Missouri. Missouri leading Ole Miss 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan. We're going to look at our 2 starting pitchers who are getting results with different styles.
One thing I'm impressed with Aaron Crow is he keeps everything down, and when you got a power pitcher like that, normally he throws high fastballs. He get it up. Now you look at Lance Lynn here, just dominating with the fastball. He lives and dies with it. He hit a couple batters early in the game with that curveball, and now he said, "Look, I'm going to stick with that fastball and see you later for the hitters of Missouri."
So you're the director of scouting, the GM. You're going into the draft. Which style appeals to you?
Well, the guy that keeps the ball down is very important when you throw that hard, because when you get to that major league level, you don't want to keep a fastball up high, because major league hitters will hit that ball a long way.
So we'll get a look at the power man now, Lance Lynn, as he pitches here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Steve Gray, the leadoff batter, and he takes that breaking pitch for a cold strike. You see 75 miles an hour. Gets that fastball in the low 90s.
That's a great pitch for him. If he can get that over for a strike and take command of that with that fastball, he'll have those guys swinging for the win all day.
That was the hard one, fouled off, and he's jumped out ahead 0-2. Lance Lynn had a shutout last year in the regional against Southern Miss. He was the MVP of the regional. 3 times in his career he has struck out 12 batters in a game. He's ahead 0-2, and he puts him away with a fastball. Strikeout number 5 back-to-back.
I mean, he's just going right at hitters saying, "Hit my fastball. If you're going to beat me today, you better hit that fastball." And speaking of those 12 strikeouts, he did it in the SEC tournament against the #1 seed Georgia, as they upset Georgia in that SEC tournament. He doesn't fear any hitter.
Now here's Jonas Schmidt, and he starts him off with the breaking pitch as well. So now you're getting a pretty good idea of why Jim Morris thinks maybe being #1 deserved some easier challenges than what we're seeing so far. We've got quality pitching as advertised. Bethune-Cookman will be playing Miami in our 2nd game today here on ESPNU, but so far you're seeing why these 2 starting pitchers are very highly regarded, likely to go very high in next week's draft, and there's more to follow for each team. They've got some pretty good 2nd and 3rd pitchers.
I'll tell you what, I don't blame Jim Morris. I mean, if I'm #1 in the country, I want the weak links in my 1st round, but he definitely hasn't seen that so far today.
You know, the coaches will say that, but the players say, hey, bring them on. We want the toughest challenge.
Well, as a player, you believe that you got to go through the tough guys anyway, so why not start early? Because the one thing you don't want are easy teams where you lose that confidence, you know, along the way. You got to keep your foot on the pedal all the time, and that's going to be good for Miami.
And let's face it, they're playing at home where they've won 20 straight regional openers. Foul ball back off the bat of Jonas Schmidt, the DH today. He grounded out to short in his previous at-bat. There are the Wildcats of BCU, Bethune-Cookman. They'll play the second game.
Mr. Melendez.
Herval Melendez, the head coach, who knows something about this team as he watches another Missouri Tiger go down swinging. It's now 4 strikeouts in a row and 6 in the game.
Speaking of fastballs and the high fastball, I mean, you have to have a quick bat to catch up with that high heat. And Missouri hitters going to have a rough time if they think they can hit that pitch.
So after the slow start, the slow breaking balls that hit a couple of batters in the first inning and allowed Missouri to load the bases twice and get 1 run, Lance Lynn has really settled down.
I told you it was very important for him to get out of that inning with not a lot of damage done, and his confidence level just from there went way up. These guys haven't touched him since, barely.
You see right there, he got that inside fastball called a strike as he works to Andrew Thigpen. It was a harder curveball than he's shown, and you can see the clock registered that one at 83.
If you're going to throw that pitch, keep it down.
We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be speaking with both of our head coaches before very long in this contest. This is outside now, and the count is 2-1. Kyle Mack is on deck. Oh, he's got that fastball really working now.
And if I was him, I would stick with it because Missouri hitters are not hitting it. You know, why waste pitches? You know, he's wasting that curveball. You saw 2 times against Thigpen. When you see that fastball, Thigpen is not catching up with that.
So you've got the number 8 hitter on a 2-2 offering. Bounce to third. Short hop. And a good play at third base made by Cody Overbeck. That was one of those do or dies as Lynn works a 1-2-3 inning for the second time in this game. So we've completed 4 in game 1. It's still Missouri 1 and Ole Miss nothing. We're back with you for the top of the 5th inning in a 1-0 game. We're joined now by Missouri head coach Tim Jamison. And a coach in that first inning, you had the bases loaded twice, and 2 of your hitters are able to stand in and get hit by slow curveballs. Was that something you knew about coming in?
Well, not necessarily, but our guys are trained to, if the ball's inside, to stay there, particularly when they're trying to get people on base. But in that inning, we need to put the ball in play and at least get a crooked number.
You got to be happy with Aaron Crow's performance so far. It seems to me he's keeping that ball down in that zone.
Yeah, and he's throwing strikes. So he had the 1 walk. Outside of that, he's been ahead in the count, and he hasn't given him much to hit.
Beautiful defensive plays by Mack and Sinney.
Yeah, and it saved us, and keep people off base, particularly in a close ball game like this. Take a little pressure off the defense and off Aaron.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us, and we enjoy watching your team, and good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Tim Jamison and his starting pitcher Aaron Crow, who's been very effective in jumping out ahead of hitters as he gets set to work inning number 5. Aaron Crow is 12-0 on the year. His ERA 2.56, and he has been in command. He has allowed only 1 hit. That was kind of an infield single. And here he is working in inning number 5, and again starts off with that hard breaking ball. Matt Smith, the hitter, swinging a foul ball down the right field line. Giving chase is Gray, but it's out of play. So the count is quickly 0-2 to Matt Smith, who was caught looking his first time up.
He's just a freshman. He has the freshman record for home runs of 14 in Missouri. Good young ball player.
Oh, that was nasty.
That was nasty.
NCAA baseball championships continue on ESPN next weekend. Super regional coverage begins Friday, June 6th at noon on ESPN. For more information on the 2008 College World Series, just go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. 4 strikeouts in the game. There's the fastball for strike 1 to Zach Miller. Miller became the first base runner when he drew a leadoff walk in the 3rd inning. We're now in the 5th, and Mississippi has had only 2 base runners. Bounce foul of 3rd base. So for the 2nd straight batter, Crow has thrown 2 pitches. He's ahead 0-2.
I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with Aaron Crow. As a hitter, facing a guy like this, you have to go up to that plate looking for just 1 pitch, because the change-up curveball is just dominant. So if you're up there trying to guess, you have no chances. So
there's a good piece of hitting. Just reach out and poke it. And the number 7 hitter, Zach Miller, just stuck the bat out and got the curveball and plunked it into right field.
He seems to be the only hitter that has a clue off Aaron Crow right now, taking a walk his first at bat. Wow. Good piece of hitting, a slider away. He stayed, kept his head on it, and went right with that pitch. Didn't try to do too much. Good piece of hitting. That's Zach Miller.
I'm not even sure if that pitch was a strike.
It wasn't, but if you're looking that way, his approach was that way, he had success.
Now Tim Ferguson, and you wonder if Ole Miss will try to do something here to get a runner in scoring position. No swing, says the first base umpire on appeal to Ferguson.
Well, one thing Mike Bianco said, when you get to the big regionals and super regionals, you have to play small ball. It's the time of year you have to do it, especially when you face a guy like Aaron Crow. You got to try to take advantage of situations. And so this is our 2nd hit of the game, Zach Miller. You might see a little hit and run right here to get things moving.
Crow just showed a good, quick, crisp move to first. Swinging foul at the plate by Tim Ferguson. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Missouri Tigers leading the Ole Miss Rebels 1-0. As you look at the number 8 hitter, Tim Ferguson, he came in with a 10-game hitting streak.
Scouts have to be salivating over this guy, Aaron Crow. Unbelievable. He's from Kansas City.
And he catches the outside corner there to Ferguson. He just knows how to pitch.
He does.
Even though he's from the show me state, he does all his showing with his actions, not with his words.
And I know Kansas City Royals have to be looking at that, along with a bunch of other major league scouts.
Missed outside, throw back to first.
Wow.
There was daylight between the bag and the runner coming back.
If Steve Gray puts a quick tag, he is out right there. Kind of hesitated on that tag right there. Wow.
Two on the way from Crow. That's a foul ball past the 3rd base coach, Rob Reinstedel.
That was a great throw by Coleman on that pickoff attempt.
Over the years, despite being in the central part of Missouri, there have been relatively few Missouri players drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals. So we'll have another 2-2 on the way. Inside corner with a heartbreaking ball and another strikeout looking.
Wow. Look at this pitch. Ran in. He had no chances. I mean, he was He was almost in shock right there, looked like it.
There's the old jelly leg.
Man.
So we have a total of 5 strikeouts recorded now by Aaron Crow as he pitches here in the 5th inning. 2 outs now and a runner at first base. We go to the number 9 hitter, Brett Basher. He reached on a force out in the 1st inning, or make it the 3rd inning. Crow is not allowed more than 1 base runner in any inning.
That is a good quick move, the first right there.
Off speed. Yeah, swing and a miss by Basham. So, Brian, we've seen the fastball, the slider, the curve, the changeup,
the sinker. He has a plethora of pitches.
Right back to him. He fields his position well also. That's an easy 3rd out of the inning. So that play goes 1-3. And we're midway through the first regional game here in Coral Gables. Missouri 1, Mississippi 0. Back with you in Coral Gables for the bottom of the 5th inning, and joined now by the head coach of Ole Miss, Mike Bianco. And Mike, we saw you out with a couple of discussions with the umpires in that 1st inning. What was your contention there?
Well, first, the HBPs just making sure that, they're trying to get out of the way, the ball. And, the other thing was that Mike wanted to discuss, the way that Lance was setting on the mound, that it wasn't something illegal. So, a couple discussions, nothing big.
Coach Bianco, this is Brian Jordan. Aaron Crow, you have to be impressed with this guy. What are you telling your hitters off him? He only thrown 16 balls and 59 pitches.
Right, he's been really tough, and just what we expected. Great fastball, but a good mix of 3 pitches, a changeup and a slider. And that's the most difficult thing is, he's ahead every hitter, and he's making it real difficult for us to get some good hitters counts.
And what did you tell your pitcher when you visited him in the 1st inning?
Well, this is where Lance is real good in that inning to get out, to minimize. I mean, there's not too many people that can get out of that jam. 2 HBPs and a walk and a single, and he only gives up 1 run. But since that, he's really settled in and pitched well.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
That's Mike Bianco, the head coach of Ole Miss. As we move on in this pitcher's duel, it's a classic. Lance Lynn. He has thrown 73 pitches. You can see he's recorded 6 strikeouts, only given up 2 hits. Those 2 hit batters, the HPBs that Coach Mike Bianco referred to, were somewhat costly in that 1st inning, but worked out of 2 bases loaded jams, only 1 run in this game. Here we go in the bottom of the 5th inning. First ball hitting in the air to short center field. It's high and it is dropped. Ferguson had trouble with that. The throw to second, and the runner is in safely at second base. You could see that high sky was causing problems.
It's a high sky, but your center fielder Michael Guerrero has to come in and call that ball off. I mean, you can't have a shortstop running forward trying to catch a ball over top of his head. I mean, that's just a difficult play on anybody right there. And that ball's up high enough where Mike Guerrero could have came in there and called him off.
And that, with a little hesitation, made it into second base, and they're going to call that a hit. It's going to be a double.
Definitely a double right there. No one touched that ball. That's a difficult play for the shortstop to be able to run back with the high sky.
And I don't believe he had sunglasses on or available at that point. And the bluff to second base. Guerrero was in deep center. I don't know if he ever saw it.
He saw it, but he never started out running hard after the ball. He was just trotting, expecting the shortstop to get it done instead of taking control like you're supposed to as a center fielder.
Folger now up for his 3rd at-bat. He's walked and lined to center field. He's put the ball in play against Lance Lynn. 1-0 Missouri. They're showing bunt at the plate. They pull back and they take it for a ball.
Good thinking right here, trying to bunt him over, get him in scoring position. Easy sacrifice fly for your next hitter, Ryan Lawless. Sacrificing yourself for the team right here.
Missouri has the leadoff man at second base. Mack getting credit for the double. corners. They're looking bunt. It's popped in the air, and there'll be no play.
It's very important for Greg Fauja here to get a good pitch to put down. I mean, high fastball is the toughest pitch to try to bunt. More than likely, you're going to pop it straight up like he just did.
So there's nobody out. We've got the lead runner down at second base. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Folger to be followed by Ryan Lawless. The defensive alignment, you see the shortstop Ferguson is standing right behind second base.
Folger only has 2 sacrifice bunts all year long, so this is not an easy task for him right now when you got a pitcher out there, Lance Lynn, throwing 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
I wouldn't think he'd be thinking about trying to poke it in the hole, would you? He was taken on that pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike.
You have one job to do right here, and that's to get the Kyle Mack over to third base any way you can, or drop him in with a base hit right here.
So the infield almost has an overshift on against Folger. Now they go more conventional, and a swing and a miss. Chased one up and in.
And that's exactly what Tim Jameson didn't want to see, where you not sacrificing for the team, trying to find a way to put that ball in play and get Mack over to third base. Poor at bat right there for Greg Fauja.
So 1 out now with a runner at second base, and Ryan Lawless is coming up. He's been the hitting star in the game so far. He's had a pair of singles, 1 to left, 1 to right. So you know the odds are pretty good he's going to put it in play against Lance Lynn, who's struck out 7.
But it would have been better if Mack would have been sitting on third base.
Off speed and high. Missouri's a team that strikes out fewer than 7 times a game, and now they already have 7. So you can tell Lynn is on his game.
He's definitely being aggressive and coming right at hitters with that fastball.
You can see Missouri has not been successful with runners in scoring position. That could come back to haunt, as we said in that first inning. Oh, it's into left field past the dive of the third baseman Overbeck. And Lawless has his 3rd hit of the game. 2 slashing singles to left, 1 to right. Lawless is 3 for 3, and runners are at the corners.
Wow, Tim Jameson said Ryan Lawless is a prototype second hitter, puts the ball in play. He's a tough out, and he's shown it all day today. Hasn't hit the ball particularly hard, but he's putting it in play and finding holes. Good base running by Mack, though. A line drive like that. Good effort by the third baseman, Cody Overbeck.
And now as you look at Lance Lynn, he's got to worry not only about the batter, but the runner at first base, too. He stole second base last time up. Lawless drew a total of 3 pickoff throws and then successfully stole second. So with 1 out, let's see what Tim Jameson and Missouri have in store for Lance Lynn and Ole Miss. Off speed and taken for a strike.
Big opportunity for Ern Cini to drive in a big run right here. Sacrifice fly to the outfield. One thing you don't want to do is hit it to the middle infield right here, ground ball. So you got to try to get a pitch up in the zone where you can drive it.
Cini is the RBI leader for Mizzou. It's 63. He's been hit by a pitch and he flied out to center field. The defense plays him slightly shifted in the outfield to left center. Lawless has enjoyed healthy leads off first. He's not going, and the pitch is outside. Lawless with his single has his 3-hit game for the 8th time this season. Tiger runners lead off first and third with one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They already lead it 1-0 in a pitcher's duel, but Missouri has failed to capitalize on a number of opportunities. Fouled off the left side. We are in the 5th inning. Lance Lynn labored in the first with 27 pitches, and now you can see he is into the 80s. Mississippi, though, has the luxury of Scott Biddle in their bullpen, and he is one of the top closers in the country, and he is capable of coming in long before your classic closing situation.
Well, Lance Lynn was able to get out of that first inning in a tough situation. Let's see if he can battle out of this one.
1-2 is the count. Again, a foul ball out of play, so Senni is hanging tough at the plate with Jacob Friday on deck.
Not going to do much with that high fastball when it's 92-93. Got to be a little patient here. Get a good pitch to drive. Get that run in.
Long look back at first base from Lynn. That pitch is high, and we go to 2-2. This is the first of 2 games. We have Miami against Bethune-Cookman coming up next. You may not know much about Bethune-Cookman, but they have played Miami twice here. We're in position to win one of those 2 games. They've played at UCLA and at USC. They've played on the West Coast. They have one of the top pitchers in the country, Hiram Burgos, starting in this game. Later, top out of play behind home plate. So Miami is the #1 team in the country, the #1 seed in the tournament, and they're up against Bethune-Cookman. Right here, it's Missouri and Ole Miss. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan. ESPNU bringing you live coverage of each game in this Coral Gables Regional. Next week, coverage of all the Super Regionals. Aaron Senni from Rochester, Minnesota. He's hit 13 home runs this year. He's shown an ability to put the bat on the ball against Lance Lynn. Toward the gap in right center field. This will get 1 and maybe 2. It's all the way to the fence. Here is the second run coming in. It's going to be a 2-run double for Aaron Senni, and Missouri jumps out in front 3-0.
And that's why Aaron Senni is the best hitter on Missouri's team. Consistent hitter. Very smooth swing. Didn't try to overswing there. And wow, did he drive that ball in the gap and drive in 2 big runs for Missouri. Great piece of hitting right there by Aaron Senni.
2 runs in the inning that began with a wind-blown double to Kyle Mack. Then the single by Lawless, and Senni with a 2-run double. It's 3-0 now Missouri. Friday goes to right field, takes the breaking pitch into the corner. That'll get a 4th run in. Friday turns and holds at first with an RBI single and a run batted in. And it is now Missouri 4 and Ole Miss nothing.
Tell you what, Lance Lynn is going away from his strength of that fastball, threw that curveball, and Friday stayed right inside of that pitch. Wow, that ball was off the plate. Good piece of hitting by Friday, going the other way to driving that run.
2 singles, 2 doubles in the inning, 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Mike Bianco out for a chat with his starting pitcher Lance Lynn. He worked out of trouble in the first and settled down in innings 2, 3, and 4. He surrendered a pop-up to begin the inning to short center field. The shortstop and the center fielder couldn't converge on it. It fell in for a double. It was followed by a strikeout, then a single, a double, and a single. 3 runs in. Still only 1 out, and Friday the runner at first base.
Well, taking a look at those Aaron Senni curveball. Lance Lynn going away from his strength against both of these hitters, and it's cost him. He lives and dies with that fastball in those situations. Big-time hitters up there made big-time plays.
Both the lefty and the righty successful against the breaking ball. This pitch is in for a called strike now. Trevor Coleman, 3 runs in, 4-0 Missouri, leading Ole Miss here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Missouri has maybe the best pitcher in the country on the mound. Aaron Crow has been terrific so far. Runner goes. The throw down is in time.
Perfect throw.
Friday slid right into the tag on a throw by Basham. So Missouri taking a chance with the lead to try to get another runner in scoring position, and now it's 2 outs, nobody on.
I like the aggressive play by Tim Jamison, trying to get Friday to still get in scoring position. That's the way you play the game.
Ferguson taking the throw and applying the tag, and the pitch is down low to Trevor Coleman. It's a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs, but 3 runs in this inning. Missouri had left 4 men on base in the first 3 innings when they scored 1 run. Now they've got 3 more here, and that pitch, the fastball, is high. 2-2. This ball is lined into short left, and that's another base hit.
Hitting is contagious.
I said that ball was lined. It was kind of a metal bat line drive where you jam the hitter and you're still able to carry the infield. And that one carried just beyond the grasp of Ferguson at shortstop.
Inside fastball, and he fought it off.
See, if that's a wood bat, the shortstop makes that play.
Well, for one, that bat would be broken right there.
5th hit in the inning.
Hitting is contagious. I always say that.
Well, let's see if it works for Steve Gray, who struck out twice. Had a good rip at that one. I'll know it's contagious if he gets a hit here. 3 runs on 5 hits, a 4-0 Missouri lead. In the air to left field, and this should be playable for Logan Power. Ball carried well, almost to the track. And finally, Lynn gets out of the inning. But Missouri came up with 3 runs on 5 hits. First it was Aaron Sinney with a 2-run shot to right center field. And then Friday reached out, hit the curveball in the right for an RBI single. 4-0 Missouri after 5. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals, presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. Missouri with a 4-0 lead on Ole Miss. Aaron Sinney, who delivered the 2-run double. The NCAA Baseball Regionals continue right here on ESPNU. Later this afternoon, the number 4 seed Bethune-Cookman takes on the top seed in the entire tournament, Miami. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. 4 o'clock Eastern or thereabouts for the second game of our opening day doubleheader. We'll have a doubleheader Saturday and a doubleheader Sunday, and we might even be here Monday night for Game 7. Aaron Crow begins his 6th inning of work. He's thrown only 59 pitches compared to Lance Lynn's 95. And he's facing the leadoff batter Jordan Henry, who lined to left, and then for some reason was bunting with 2 outs and a runner at first base in the 3rd inning. And Kyle Mack made a sensational play. That was unusual at the time to see somebody try to bunt for a hit with 2 outs and a runner on base.
That was unusual, and I would have never tried that. I don't know if that was a call from the bench or he was just trying to make something happen because he has a lot of speed. But with the third baseman playing in, I don't think I would have tried to bunt that.
Lines a single into left field. I was going to say that second at bat was so unusual because he had lined to left field his first time up, and here he again puts a good swing on Aaron Crow. So now, by retrospect or looking back, it's
right.
even more bewildering why he tried to bunt.
Exactly right. What a good piece of hitting. head down, back up the middle.
So it's the first time in the game that Ole Miss has had a leadoff hit to begin the game. That's only their 3rd single. And now Fuller Smith.
Let's see if the Ole Miss hitters start being more aggressive, because Aaron Crow is around the plate with every pitch.
This one is lined to third, the throw back to first. Easy double play. Kyle Mack. That was hit right off the end of the bat, and just like that, any hopes were erased, snuffed out.
Bad base running right there by Jordan Henry. You have to freeze on a line drive, and he took off to second, and it's no way you're going to get back. Bad base running right there. He was already in motion when he hit that ball.
Yeah, he was 30 feet away from first base. So Mack has come up with a couple of good plays in this game. And here's a chopper to third. Mack with another chance. Just like that. Oh, the ball got away. It got away at first base from Steve Gray. It should have been a quick inning.
And that's one thing that Tim Jamison said, defense has been their weakness all year. That's a play that should have been made right there by Steve Gray.
Looked like it was a pretty decent throw.
Good throw. Got to be an error on the third baseman right there.
Oh, absolutely.
He just absolutely missed that ball. Wow. That's a break for Ole Miss.
So a hit and an error, but the double play has certainly helped. And Crow with a delivery back to Cody Overbeck, who is the big bat for Ole Miss. He had a single last time up. It was just a jam job right over the pitcher's head. It landed between the mound and second base, and there was no play on Overbeck.
But the one thing you don't want to do is give a team extra outs, and let's see if that error comes back to haunt Aaron Crow right here, who's been pitching a great game.
Two outs and a runner at first base. Aaron Crow has been in command. He misses inside to Overbeck, and for the only time in this game, he's 3-0 to a batter.
And as a pitcher throwing a great game, and you see an error keep prolong the inning, you never know, his mindset right now. Could be a little frustrated.
And in for a strike. Crow has been so efficient, he hasn't had more than 4 called balls in any inning. He's walked only one. 3-1 count with a runner at first and 2 outs. Swinging strike 2 by Overbeck. But your guess is as good as mine. Whether we'll see the fastball, the sinker, the curve, the change, the slider, or what?
When you got great command as a hitter, you're up there guessing.
All right, what's your guess here?
I got to look fastball right here.
I'm going slider. Oh, he missed with a fastball outside. So this has been the inning in which Crow has done the most scuffling, with a leadoff single, then a walk, and an error. But you can see his pitch count is relatively low. It is low at 71. 2 walks in the game issued now by Aaron Crow. Michael Guerrero, 9 homers on the season. 5 of them came in the SEC tournament. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. So 1 swing now. 1 long ball gets Ole Miss back in this one.
You wonder if Aaron Crow's a little frustrated by that error by the first baseman, Steve Gray, right there. He walks the next hitter. And it's a great opportunity for Mike Guerrero to do some damage here.
But Guerrero has been overmatched in the first 2 pitches so far. He's behind 0-2. He's fly to right, and he's struck out looking. So this is a big at bat in the game for Ole Miss if they're to get back in it. 2 on, 2 out. Right down the corner, and it's a called strike 3. So it's a big strikeout recorded by Crow. Strikeout number 6 in the game. It was a hit, an error, 2 men left. And now, in the middle of the 6th, it remains Missouri 4 and Ole Miss nothing.
15.
Back with you at Coral Gables. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan. Missouri has a 4-0 lead. They'll be coming up to hit against Lance Lynn here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lynn has recorded a lot of strikeouts. He's been successful with a fastball, got in trouble with a curve.
He's been dominant with that fastball. Not really controlling that curveball much. But as you see right here, when you're dominant with that fastball, you don't want to change anything, especially when you're facing the number 3, number 4 hitters, which he did here. He left that fastball and went to the curveball, and it cost him.
And as we've detailed, the pitch selection is sent in from the bench for Ole Miss. So Lance Lynn, we'll see what kind of pattern he goes back to here. 7 strikeouts, but he's also allowed 7 hits and 4 runs as he works in the 6th. And that fastball's taken for a strike. Schmidt's been one of those 7 strikeout victims. He's also grounded out to short. Pump right in there, strike 2. Nothing fancy to Schmidt.
Nothing fancy, and he is not being aggressive at all. I don't know what he's taking right there. With 2 good pitches.
That one misses just outside, 1-2. Jonah Schmidt, he's had a tough time of it in the postseason. He went 0 for 8 in the Big 12 tournament, 0 for 2 so far here. Came with a curveball and missed high, so we're even at 2-2. This is game 1 of the Coral Gables Regional. Miami and Bethune-Cookman coming up next. Little bit low, and so he was out ahead 0-2, and now he's gone full.
That was a close pitch right there.
And that was the 100th pitch of the game from Lance Lynn. High chop up the middle. Ferguson has to get it on the 3rd bounce, and he just gets Schmidt.
Good play by Ferguson, good concentration, and a strong throw to get Jonah.
So the leadoff out recorded. The bouncing ball over the mound, and now here's Andrew Thigpen. He's been up twice, and each time he's grounded to short. Infield grass plays kind of slow, probably the humidity and the thickness and moisture. Kyle Mack is waiting on deck. That's on the outside corner. And Lynn's getting that call now. 4-0, Missouri. First time these teams have played since 1987. Ole Miss leads the all-time series 4 games to 3.
He's staying on that outside corner with that fastball.
Missouri was knocked out of pool play in the Big 12 tournament early. Ole Miss came in 8th in the SEC, and that's a bouncing single to left field. They were the 8th seed in the tournament and made it to the championship game. So a 1-out single to left field by Andrew Thigpen. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning in the game between Missouri and Ole Miss at Mark Light Field on the campus of the University of Miami in Coral Gables, Florida. Dave Cohen along with Brian Jordan, ESPNU, bringing you each and every game in this Coral Gables Regional. Also the action coming your way live tonight from the Fullerton Regional in California. Next week, coverage of all the Super Regionals. We're going to get warm-up action down in the Ole Miss bullpen as Kyle Mack gets set to face. Runner goes, hit and run, throw down is in time. Nicely done by Brett Basham, his second runner that he's nailed stealing in as many innings.
And that's why they say he's defensive catcher of the year.
Yeah, the SEC going with an all defensive team this year, and he made it.
Great throw, right on the money.
Of course, it helps if you get a fastball from Lynn. No balls, one strike to Kyle Mack at the plate. So just as quickly as the 8th batter reached first base, he was erased on the caught stealing. This Tim Jamison's really trying to force the issue. If he gets a runner on, there's a level of comfort with Aaron Crow on the mound, so he's trying to put people in scoring position.
I like it as a player. You stay aggressive there. Keep the pressure on. You know, Lance has been struggling with runners on base. You got to keep applying the pressure.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 2 outs. And that ball all the way back to the screen. No damage. Nobody on base. McKean is up and throwing in the bullpen for the Ole Miss Rebels. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball to third. It's played there by Overbeck. And across in time to Matt Smith. So there was a hit, but the stolen base, caught stealing, erased that. And it becomes, in effect, a 1-2-3 inning. The end of 6. 4-0 Missouri. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals, presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. Our NCAA Baseball Regionals continue on ESPN tonight with a doubleheader. We'll see Virginia and UCLA, and then Rider and Cal State Fullerton. That's coming up tonight. Doubleheader tonight. After our doubleheader, our second game will be Miami and Bethune-Cookman. So full day of baseball, live college baseball here on ESPNU. Dave Cohen, Brian Jordan. We got an inning number 7. Aaron Crow working on a shutout. 3 hits allowed to this point. Crow is undefeated on the season. He's looking for his 13th victory. Nobody has won more than 12 anywhere in the country at the Division I level, and that pitch is typical of the way Aaron Crow has been throwing all game.
Yes, it is. Getting ahead of the hitters with that fastball.
In for a second called strike.
This is the time of the game where Aaron Crow should dominate with that fastball, because he's been throwing that off-speed pitch all game long. Hitters are starting to guess and not being successful off of guessing Aaron Crow.
So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. A couple of times we've seen Crow try to overthrow the fastball.
Exactly. And when he does that, I mean, he's walked 2 hitters. Every 3-2 count he get on hitters, it seems to me he's overthrowing that fastball for ball 4. And that's kind of surprising with the command that he has.
He's trying to retire the first batter here in the 7th inning. It was one of those breaking balls thrown at the right-handed batter, trying to freeze him, and it just didn't break enough.
And in my eyes, he'll be going back to the dugout right there. That was strike 3. He was buckled on that pitch.
He was not in position to pull the trigger, put it that way.
Yes.
He's going to take a seat now. Missing on the hard slider, strikeout number 7. Well, Ole Miss has had a long and storied baseball history, but did you know that, yes, Casey Stengel, the longtime manager of the Yankees, late 50s, early 60s, was once the head baseball coach at Ole Miss in 1914. He had a record of 13-9 that season, and hence the nickname the Old Professor. His little check swing, Crow off the mound quickly, fields and throws, got him.
Wow, not only can he pitch a great game, he can field his position. He got off of that mound in a hurry.
I had the opportunity to meet and talk to Casey Stengel on a couple of occasions at Cooperstown several decades ago, but you know, he was always known for one profound statement. He said something about when they started the Mets and he was their manager. The early 60s said, we got to start with the catcher. Got to start with the catcher. Why, Casey? Why? We don't have a catcher. The ball rolled to the backstop.
Good point. Good point by Casey. Wow.
You know, in those early days in '62 when the Mets were not very good, you had to have somebody who was entertaining.
Wow. Yeah, you got to keep your ball club loose.
That he did. What a bunch of cast of characters on those early Mets teams. Oh, he didn't get the strike call there. One ball, one strike. Tim Ferguson. Swing and a miss.
That's a really, really good break right there. And it's breaking at the last second. So, I mean, that's a tough pitch to try to hit
Ferguson
offensively.
Excuse me, Brian, he's in danger of having his 10-game hitting streak end here as he bats for the 3rd time in the 7th. Ooh, that one rode in on him and hit him, so he's going to reach base the hard way. And there again, with the 2 strikes, overthrowing that fastball.
Overthrowing that fastball, getting Aaron in trouble.
So always something to learn from any outing.
Yeah, you can see him really try to heat up there. And that ball, great movement. He almost couldn't control it, couldn't command that pitch.
Aaron Crow now up to 85 pitches in the game. And he's going to work to the last batter, the number 9 batter, Brett Basham. He's bounced to short, bounced back to the pitcher. 13 hit batters this season by Aaron Crow. Strike 1. Crow's been a strike machine throughout this game, working to batters.
Another thing I really like about this kid is you never phase him. I mean, even if he hit a batter or gives up a hit, he's still calm, cool, and in control.
That time he stepped off. He doesn't use a slide step, but he starts with that wide base on the mound. So he doesn't have to really draw back too far. He lifts that front leg, but he's got a quick move to first, and he's quick to the plate.
He is, and if you notice, we go back to calling pitches. His catcher calls the game, and you see how quickly the game goes. Crow gets back on that mound quick.
Coleman faked to throw to first.
A lot of times your most successful pitchers are guys who work awfully fast. And like you said earlier, Greg Maddux is one of those pitchers.
On appeal, that is a called strike. First base umpire ringing him up. It's Tony Carrilli down there.
Yes, he did. He went past the plate there.
So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first in a 4-0 game here in the 7th inning. Missing inside. So we got a full count situation now. We've seen Crow a couple of times before come in with that fastball.
Yeah, let's see if he tries to overthrow that fastball like he's done in his past 2 walks, 3-2 counts.
They will not hold the runner on to first on the 3-2 pitch. Fastball. Oh! The catcher and the pitcher were leaving the mound. The home plate umpire appealed to first. And it's ball 4.
Wow.
Wow.
You don't ever want to show up the umpire, and both guys showed up the umpire right there. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt him.
Well, it was a hard slider again.
And he check swung again. He looked like he stayed back a little more. It was close, though. Mr. Crow wanted that call.
You know, I once had
I like it.
once had a veteran major league umpire, Steve Palermo, explain to me. He said, you know, you don't have to watch whether the bat crossed the plate or they broke the wrist or any of that stuff. He said, did they intend to swing or intend to hold up? And And on that first pitch, it looked like he intended to swing. And the second one, it looked like he did intend to hold up.
Yeah, that's a judgment call. I mean, that's a tough call. As a hitter, you may tend to hold up, but just happen to go way past that plate. I mean, but it's a judgment call. I got thrown out of my second game of my career on a judgment call. I argued with the umpire. That's right. Welcome, man. I tell you, and it wasn't a fun feeling. My mom was pretty mad at me because we had to exchange some good words over there.
Your mom was not happy with your behavior, is that it?
Yeah. I'm a mild-mannered guy, so she was kind of surprised.
Was Mom there in person, or did she see it on TV?
No, she saw it on TV.
She called you up?
Yes, she did, right after the game.
Now, Brian, that's not the way I raised you. 2 on now, 2 outs. And missing for the second time in a row is Aaron Crow, so he's behind. 2 balls and no strikes to Jordan Henry. Remember, Henry had a single last time up.
You gotta wonder here, is he getting tired? 2-0, he's throwing more balls in this inning than his 10 balls this inning. He hasn't thrown them many balls all game long.
Yeah, he came in with a fastball there, and Henry was a little bit late on it. Well, a single now could get Mississippi on the scoreboard. They're down 4-0. They have not had very many opportunities like this. They have left runners on in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and 2 in the 6th. So they've been chipping away. Foul left side again. Henry now with a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Remember, last time up he lined that ball to center field. First time up he lined to left, then he had that bunt for a hit, or attempted bunt for a hit. His second at bat when he fouled out, so he's had some good swings. There's another one that's skied to left field, long run. It is a foul ball, and will bring the runners back. That was the 96th pitch of the game from Aaron Crow. Mississippi looking to get on the scoreboard.
Jordan Henry's been hot at the end of the season. All SEC tournament team with a .550 batting average. Big situation right here.
In for a called strike 3. A hard-breaking pitch on the outside corner to the lefty, and Aaron Crow works out of trouble with his strikeout number 8. So there are 2 runners left on base. Middle of the 7th, it remains 4-0 Missouri. Bottom of the 7th inning, Missouri enjoying a 4-0 lead. The NCAA Baseball Championships continue on ESPN next weekend. It'll be super regional coverage beginning on Friday, June 6th at 12 noon on ESPN. For more information on the 2008 College World Series, go to ncaa.com. It's your official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. So in case you joined us along the way, in the first inning, a walk, a single, a couple of batters hit by pitches, and a force out in which they could not turn the double play. A run scored. That was all Missouri got in the first. Later on in the 5th inning, they scored 3 on a 2-run double by Aaron Cini. And then it was Jacob Friday poking a curveball into right field for an RBI single. That scored the 3rd run of the inning. 5 hits in that frame. And it is a 4-0 lead now as Missouri bats here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And they'll have the top of the lineup: Greg Folger, Ryan Lawless, and Aaron Cini to face Lance Lynn. Breaking ball is down in the dirt. Folger looking for his first hit of the game. He's lined out and struck out. Don't forget, after this one, number 1, Miami, and the number 4 seed, Bethune-Cookman. That's a little bit low. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Warm-up action continuing in the bullpen for Ole Miss. Rory McKean through last inning, and he's up for the second time. His first batter might be critical for Lance Lynn. Fouled straight back.
You remember Greg Farger did not get the job done after Mack hit a leadoff double. Did not get him over last at bat, struck out. You got to get the job done.
That's fouled out of play, so we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This one was billed as a pitcher's duel, and it has been for the most part. Neither team has gone to its bullpen yet. Lance Lynn, a veteran of NCAA regional play last couple of years, 7-3 record this season. That ball is hit in the air to deep left center field. It's carrying well to that part of the park, and it's caught out there by Logan Power for out number 1. As we told you, coming up after this one at about 4 o'clock Eastern time, Bethune-Cookman, number 4 seed, the Wildcats from Florida, from Daytona. They've come down to take on the Miami Hurricanes. They took the bus trip down here. And they've been here before. They've equated themselves well. They lost 2 games earlier this year, but in the words of their head coach, Mervel Melendez, they choked in the second game. You know, their coaches often use that word, but he said, hey, there's no other word to describe it. We choked. We had that game, and we gave it away.
And he's just being honest there. You know, and that's Burgos' only loss this season was against Miami when he came in relief. So he's going to have a bitter taste in his mouth coming into the game today.
He's the starting pitcher, Hiram Burgos, second in the nation in ERA, to face Miami after this one. It's in for a called strike on the inside part of the plate. A ball and a strike to Ryan Lawless. All he's done today is go 3 for 3. Twice he singled to left, once he singled to right. He scored a run. Off speed and foul tipped, held on to by Basham. A ball and 2 strikes. Lawless is 1 hit away from the first 4-hit game of his career. 8 times he's had 3-hit games. When you're up there at the plate, do you know that?
Yeah, as a hitter, you do know that.
Hey, I got to get a 4-hit game.
You try not to think about it. Just putting added pressure on yourself.
So you go up there knowing, man, I've never had 4 hits in a game.
That's right.
And if you don't know it, will a teammate remind you of it?
Teammates try not to because they know it's just going to be added pressure on yourself.
Foul off. Do you remember if you had any 4 or 5 hit games?
I believe I had a 5-hit game one time against the LA Dodgers in St. Louis. But I'm getting older and my memory may have left me. It's either 4 or 5 hits.
You know, with internet access, it's easy to check these days.
That's exactly right.
Fouled straight back, so Lawless's at-bat continues with Aaron Sinney on deck. I remember Cal Ripken late in his career came through Atlanta and had a 6-for-6 game.
Yes, he did. And growing up, I'm from Baltimore. He was one of my heroes, him and Eddie Murray. And to play against him during that time of 6 hits was just incredible. And it was, you know, just great to be there to watch it. Might have been his final season. It was his final season.
Toward the hole, and there it is, a 4-hit game. So Ryan Lawless delivers his second single to right. He's had a couple of singles to left. Congratulations to Ryan Lawless, who just got his first career 4-hit game.
That had to feel good for him, especially when you're doing it off a guy like Lance Lynn, who was touted as a late first-round pick this year.
Warm-up action continuing. No move yet made by Coach Mike Bianco. With the leadoff hitter on here in the 7th. You've got a pitcher ready, and you've got Aaron Sinney, who had a 2-run double last inning, or a couple innings ago.
121 pitches. I mean, you got to be thinking, hey, you may have to use this guy on Sunday or Monday. If we do lose this game, we have to come through the losers bracket.
That's on the outside corner. So Captain Hook would have been out there for a couple of teams by now.
Exactly. I mean, you got to be thinking that in the back of your mind. It's the 7th inning, you're down 4 runs. We may have to rely on this kid later this weekend.
Cindy's been hit by a pitch, fly to center, and had the 2-run double to right center field. Time is taken now.
And that's the one thing that a head coach has to think about coming into tournaments like this. College World Series, you're trying to make it, but you got to make tough decisions. Do I leave my pitcher out there, or do I take a chance and take him out now and be able to utilize him later in this series if necessary?
Yeah, you got to think big picture. And Lynn's taking a lot of time now between pitches. So I would have thought the last batter would have been the final one, and we'll see how he fares against Cine. He's high again.
I mean, that's a sign right there that you're getting tired, because you know, he's been throwing great fastballs down and in and moving it all around, and it's 2 high fastballs in a row.
And taking your cap off is like the basketball player tugging on his shorts, isn't it?
That's right, man. He's such a competitor. You know he's not going to give in, so it's up to a head coach to make that decision for him.
He misses way outside on that one. And what would have been the football equivalent? Taking your helmet off, or
taking your helmet off and just sitting on a bench trying to hide.
3 balls and 1 strike to Cine. Righty is warming up in the pen, and now here comes Mike Bianco.
You could almost see in that last pitch where he, without saying it, I want to be out of this game. 125 pitches. I mean, that's amazing.
And he's looking down at his right hand, almost as if he's got some kind of blister going on. The trainer is out, but I think it's academic at this point.
And that's the thing that you didn't want him to happen. Continue to go out there throwing pitches, and now you got a blister in your hand. You can't be used later in this series anyway.
So we'll have a pitching change here in Coral Gables. We're back with more on ESPNU after this. Lance Lynn's afternoon is complete. 125 pitches. He leaves with 6 in the 3rd inning, 7 strikeouts, gave up 9 hits, and all 4 runs that are earned, and he leaves with a blister injury.
And you can tell on this pitch, he threw 2 high fastballs, and then he just totally lost control of that pitch, and he looked directly at his finger, so you knew his day was going to be over. Threw 125 pitches. He's your horse. Try to save him just in case you lose this game and need him later this weekend.
Rory McKean is the new pitcher for the Ole Miss Rebels. McKean is a sophomore out of Montgomery, Alabama, Trinity Presbyterian High School. He pitched twice in the recent SEC tournament. He was 0-1. He pitched against Vanderbilt and LSU, making his 25th appearance of the season, and 41 strikeouts in 46 innings. He has a runner at first, and that pitch is high, and he came in with a 3-1 count, inherited, charged that walk to the now departed Lance Lynn. Runners at first and second, 1 out, as McKean now will have to work to Friday. So a single has Lawless at second. Friday's coming up with Aaron Senni at first. 2 runners on, 1 out, and Jacob Friday is the hitter. McKean obviously looking for the ground ball double play opportunity here. Inside fastball taken for a strike. Missouri got a run in the first inning. They added 3 more runs in the 5th. They lead it 4-0. Trying to even the all-time series against Mississippi at 4-4. Most importantly, trying to jump out here and record win number 1 and be in the winners bracket. The loser of this game has to play the loser of our second game at noon tomorrow. We'll have that for you live here on ESPNU. Tim Jameson looking on from the dugout. McKean checks the runner Lawless at second. And on the inside corner, a little bit too tight that time.
Well, McKean comes in a tough situation facing Missouri's one of their best hitters, Jacob Prade. And he has 2 runners on base that he did not inherit. Well, he inherited, but not his runners. Tough situation.
In case you're wondering, Prade's only grounded into 4 double plays this year. He checked his swing, but it was over for a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good sink to that fastball. Started away, came right across that outside corner.
This is a man who hit 4 home runs in 1 game this season against Texas. He had 9 runs batted in that game, 16 homers on the year. He's picked up a couple of RBIs today, and he bounces this one slowly to third. He'll tag the base and throw across. Dangerous throw and dug out at first base by Matt Smith.
That was a dangerous throw right there. The last thing you want to do is throw that ball away and give Aaron Sine a chance to score right there.
So that's going to bring Trevor Coleman up, as Smith did a good job at first base.
Yes, he did.
Coleman singled his last time up. He's also been hit by a pitch and struck out looking. This one is fouled right at the plate. Lance Lynn, the starter, departed with 7 strikeouts. Pitched into the 7th inning, but did not have a strikeout after the 5th. Coleman hitting now with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Check swing in the dirt, appeal, no swing. If you want to look ahead to the 8th inning, it'll be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th batters coming up for Ole Miss. They've been getting base runners in the last 5 innings, but haven't had anybody pass second, and they haven't had a run against Aaron Crow. Here with 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning, Trevor Coleman at the plate takes that pitch for a called strike.
Rory McKean doesn't look bad. He's going right at hitters. He had good movement on that fastball. Good sinker. Has a good changeup.
Deep to right center field. This ball is way back, and it is.
See you later.
Gone. A 3-run home run by Trevor Coleman. His 4th home run of the year. And this makes it 7-0 Missouri. A no doubt about it shot off the reliever Rory McKean. 7-0 Missouri.
What a swing. I mean, outstanding. Trevor Coleman, switch hitter. Good power from both sides. Very smooth and quiet swing right there. And what a big time hitter right there. Big time hit, big time situation.
Bouncing ball by Steve Gray. They throw him out at first base, but in the inning, Missouri with 1 swing of the bat tacks on 3 more. And the Tigers on this home run by Trevor Coleman have opened up a 7-0 margin. Aaron Crow is 6 outs away from a complete game shutout, and he's been masterful today, Brian.
He has been, and the great thing about him, he's keeping everything down. He's changing speeds. He's keeping the Ole Miss hitters off balance. I mean, he's been dominant so far this game.
He's recorded strikeouts looking and swinging inside, outside, a variety of different pitches. He scattered 3 hits. One of those was really an infield bloop. So he's been in total control as he works here and gets the outside corner for strike 1. in the top of the 8th inning. That's Fuller Smith at the plate.
And that's been the key for him. Strike one. He is not wasting a lot of pitches. He's going right at hitters. He's getting ahead.
He was ready to go there, and the batter had called time to break up his rhythm. He retired the first 6 batters, 1, 2, 3 in the first 2 innings. And in each of the last 5 innings, Ole Miss has managed base runners. They've left a total of 7 men on base, innings 3 through 7. The 0-1. I think he swung. He did.
Yes, he did. And that's what I mean by changing speeds. He's keeping these hitters off balance. They don't know what's coming at him. But you got to gear up for his fastball because it's such an explosive pitch.
Inside corner. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
That's exactly right. Wow. After such a great changeup that dropped off the table at 82, now he comes with that 92-mile-an-hour fastball. No chances for Fuller Smith there.
He worked him away, and then you're leaning away, and it comes right in under your hands.
That's exactly right.
Logan Power fouled straight back. I mean, Crow looks like he has a train to catch or something, a plane to catch. He's working quick.
Well, that's a good thing for us, but more so his defense. They get a chance to just have fun, watch a great pitcher, but yet they're in position because they're on their toes. The game is moving to make great plays, as we saw earlier when Ern Cine made that great diving catch.
1 ball, 1 strike to Logan Power. And if you're Missouri, you hope after this game you go back to your hotel and they have ESPNU. So you can scout that second game.
You have to scout.
That's got to be a requisite when you book your travel.
It is. I mean, at this point of the year, you have to scout the other team you may have not seen all season long.
Speaking of travel, Missouri, they got the word of where they were going on Monday, which is Labor Day, so not all the travel agents are working. They had to book their plans in a hurry. They ended up having to book 3 different flights to get the team an entire traveling party here. Some of the guys went, well, first they drove to St. Louis from Columbia, then some went to Chicago, some went through Atlanta, and 3 different flights. They all arrived kind of at the same time in Miami.
And that's the tough situation that all college teams are in. You just don't know where you're going to go until the last second, especially when it's being a holiday, Memorial Day. You know, you're trying to book all that travel at the last moment, and you got people trying to leave the cities on Memorial Day to get to other cities. Amazing how they all got into Miami about the same time.
Payoff pitch. No call from the home plate umpire, and that's a walk issued to Logan Power with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Don't forget the baseball regionals. The NCAA baseball regionals continue on ESPN tonight. A doubleheader, first at 7. It'll be number 3 Virginia taking on number 2 UCLA. At 11, Rider College from New Jersey takes on Cal State Fullerton. The NCAA baseball regionals presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. Bouncing ball to short. This could be 2. There's 1. The relay to first. Nicely done. 6-4-3, and the Rebels are retired here in their half of the 8th inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. 7-0 Missouri. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats waiting to play Miami in our second game of the doubleheader. Right here, we're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Missouri comfortably in front, 7-0. And for the up-to-the-minute news for everything that is college sports, just log on to ESPNU.com. It's the gateway to the best in college sports content from ESPN, combining the latest news, scores, features, video highlights, podcasts, and much more. Now, if you don't have ESPNU, be sure to log on to ESPNU.com. Just type in your zip code at the top of the page or call your local cable operator or satellite provider. Log on to ESPNU.com today. And the pinch hitter here for the Missouri Tigers, Kurt Calvert, is up to lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Calvert hitting for Jonah Schmidt. Right up the middle, and that is through for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Calvert. Kurt Calvert, the pinch hitter. And Andrew Thigpen, the number 8 hitter, is coming up for the Tigers. Last inning, a big 3-run home run by Trevor Coleman to blow this game wide open. He hit it off the relief pitcher, Rory McKean. McKean relieved Lance Lynn. Two of the runners that McKean inherited were Lynn's responsibilities, and they scored on the 3-run home run. So the final line for Lance Lynn showed 6 earned runs, 9 hits in 6 1/3 innings. He struck out 7, hit 2 batters, and McKean concerned with a runner at first base. Thigpen, the hitter, nobody out, bottom of the 8th inning. On the inside corner. Now, if you're Missouri in this situation, Brian, and you got the big lead and you got the dominating pitcher on the mound, I don't think they'd be too disappointed to see this offense go down rather quickly here.
Well, but as a hitter, you never want to give up in that bat. You always want to add on as a manager just to keep that momentum going into the next game. Stay aggressive at all times. But I understand what you're saying. You want the inning to end quick so you can get your pitcher back out there who's feeling good.
Yeah, you got a 7-0 lead. He's in command. Don't get him to the point where he's getting stiffening up, and you got to warm somebody else up, bring somebody else in the game. Got to think big picture here.
Yeah, and I understand. But as a hitter,
you guys are selfish.
That's right. You don't want to give up in the bat right here.
Oh, he swung at an inside offering and hit it off the face of the dugout. The home team gets the third base dugout here, and that's where Missouri is. It's all gone Missouri's way, and for Tim Jamison, it is definitely a game in which his team has put together pitching, defense, and hitting. And it came in that order. Good pitching, sparkling defense, and then late hitting.
And you're exactly right. Tim Jamison said the weakness is defense, but today that defense didn't let them down. They made some great plays behind Aaron Crow, and you got to give Aaron Crow a lot of credit. He's just going right at hitters, getting ahead, and he's keeping this game moving right along for his defense.
So Calvert is the runner at first base. He's drawn about 3 throws already.
You know, good pitching sets up good defense because as like Aaron Crow getting ahead of guys, he's keeping his fielders in the game. When teams normally make errors and fall apart defensively, it's because it's a long game, when your pitcher's taking a long time and you set back on your heels. And it's always been a problem of concentration also.
Swinging another foul off the face of the dugout. So if they were looking for a fast offensive inning, it's not happening. But there is no warm-up action, and Aaron Crow, I'm sure, will be coming out to try to wrap up a complete game shutout here in the NCAA regionals.
And it will be his 4th complete game of the year, so he's used to going out there in that 9th inning.
Swing and a miss. It was tipped and held on to nicely by Basham, who's done a fine job behind the plate. And as we look at our brackets, if Mississippi doesn't stage a monster comeback, they'll be in the noon game on Saturday against the loser of our second game today. That's coming up between Bethune-Cookman and Miami. Miami is the top seed in the country.
Yeah.
Off speed and swung through by Kyle Mack. Mack has had himself a gift double and a fly ball to center field that fell in. He's had a good game in the field at third base.
You notice how Andrew Thigpen got out there, but he walked back to the dugout talking to his teammates, Kyle Mack and Greg Foggia, trying to let them in on what he's pitching. Obviously, he's telling me he's throwing a hard sinker because I'm swinging at that inside pitch and missing and fouling it off.
It's no balls and 2 strikes to Mack. Fastball outside, throw to first, and back with a dive is Calvert. Really looking forward to our second game to see Hiram Burgos of Bethune-Cookman on the mound. He's #2 in the country in earned run average against mighty Miami.
I was fortunate enough to see Hiram pitch early this year in California against UCLA. And I'll tell you what, he is the real deal. He throws a lot of off-speed pitches. Curveball is his out pitch, but he changes speed with that curveball. He can throw a hard one, he can throw a slider, and he really keeps hitters off balance. And he's not one that's going to pitch from behind. He's going to get ahead of hitters.
Little delay at home plate as the catcher Basham has to readjust his shin guard. He may have taken one off the right toe. He's in some discomfort, and the umpire gave him a little time to shake it off. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1 out. Inside, and the count now to Kyle Mack goes full at 3-2. Rory McKean in relief of Lance Lynn. In the air, the right side, it'll be out of play. Enrique Garcia, by the way, will be the starting pitcher for Miami in our second game today, and he has been drafted 3 times in his career. So you're going to see some of the top pitchers in the country again in game #2, plus some pretty good offensive players. Yonder Alonso, the big first baseman for Miami. Jameel Weeks, the second baseman, bouncing ball to third. Good job to get the force in the middle. The return to first is in time. Nicely turned double play. Overbeck, Miller, and Smith. We're going to the 9th inning. We'll see if Aaron Crow can close it out with a complete game shutout.
The NCAA Baseball Regionals is presented on ESPNU by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
Back with you in Miami, Coral Gables, specifically the campus of the University of Miami. And it is Missouri leading Ole Miss 7-0. Last at-bats for the Rebels of Ole Miss. They gave up a run in the first inning. 3 more in the 5th. 3 more came across in the 7th inning on the 3-run homer by Trevor Coleman. 7-0. Aaron Crow on the mound looking for the complete game shutout here in the NCAA Regionals. And he'll be facing Michael Guerrero. Then Matt Smith and Zach Miller, the scheduled hitters. And first ball hitting is Guerrero. Strike 1. It's been the story all game long. Aaron Crow getting out ahead of hitters, and he's used a fastball, a slider, a curveball, sinker. He's had it all going.
Changing speeds, that's the key if you want to be a successful pitcher in any league, and he's doing a great job of it, Aaron Crow. He's all that's advertised because he has been dominant all game long. Great fastball. Didn't have to use the fastball too much today.
There he is. Gets the strikeout of Guerrero. They'll have to throw down to first base to complete it. Strikeout number 10. Time now for our Pontiac game-changing performance, and it's the performer, Aaron Crow.
Great slider, unbelievable. I mean, his strikeout pitch seems to be that slider, that hard slider. Then he'll come back with a sinker against left-handers, as you see right there. I mean, he is a major league pitcher right now. I mean, he is in control and dominant.
Pinch hitter coming up here for Mississippi. It is Cullen Kite, sophomore from McGee, Mississippi, at a Simpson Academy. Batting here for Matt Smith. And he looks at that pitch high. It's quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Only 3 hits allowed in this game. There were singles in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Ole Miss has left 7 men on base. And it's 3-0 to Kite, the pinch hitter. In for a called strike. 3-1 now. Zach Miller is on deck. Miller's had one of those 3 hits. Jordan Henry has one of them. So does Cody Overback. From short right field, the throw to first is in time. Nicely done by Folger. Getting it to Steve Gray, and the Ole Miss Rebels are down to their final at bat. We're going to get another pinch hitter coming up now for Ole Miss. Michael Hubbard will be the pinch hitter now. Hubbard batting for Miller. 1 ball and no strikes. Aaron Crow 1 out away from a complete game shutout. It would be his 4th shutout of the season. And he'd be the first pitcher in the country to go to 13-0. There are several tied now at 12-0. Crow has been as advertised.
He has been, and if I'm a major league scout, I'm chalking him up in the top 5 draft picks.
Tried to spin that one over. He missed. 2 balls and a strike. That pitch is just a little bit low. Remember, behind the plate, the man who is catching Trevor Coleman hit that big 3-run home run. So the battery has been juiced.
It has been juiced. And Aaron Crow played in that Cape Cod League, was pitcher of the summer, right? Of the Cape Cod League. I mean, he dominated in the Cape Cod League. Whoever's been working with him has done a great job. I mean, he's truly a professional out there, mixing pitches, keeping hitters off balance. And he knows when to throw that fastball in or out. Has great command.
And he misses high, so the pinch hitter draws a 2-out walk. Hubbard down to first base. Aaron Crow from Wakarusa, Kansas, out of Washburn Rural High School. He's a junior, and all college baseball players eligible to be drafted by the major league teams after their junior year. Some are drafted out of high school, some when they turn age 21. Tim Ferguson now with runner at first and 2 outs. That pitch is in for a called strike. Ferguson is grounded out, struck out, but hit by a pitch.
Crow's up to 122 pitches.
As Coach told us, if needed late in the game, he can increase his velocity by as many as 5 miles per hour, get it up around 98.
And you see it, that last pitch was 94. And he's been averaging probably 91, 92 all game.
Check swing back to the box. Crow will field and throw. He has a complete game. NCAA regional shutout. A 3-hit shutout by Aaron Crow. His 13th win of the year. No defeats. Absolutely masterful Aaron Crow, and Missouri advances now to the 2nd round to play the winner of our upcoming game between Bethune-Cookman and Miami.
What a great performance by Aaron Crow. Totally in control of the game from the first inning. Got ahead of hitters all game long. Just an outstanding performance.
So Missouri defeats Ole Miss 7-0. We'll be returning to Mark Stadium here at the University of Miami. To wrap this one up, Missouri wins it 7-0. Back with more baseball on ESPNU right after these messages.